மட்ராஸ் சமையல் என்ற நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் எங்கள் அன்பான வணக்கத்தை கூறி நல்வரவேற்கின்றோம். A warm welcome to you all to Madras Samayal and Deva's kitchen. வணக்கம் தேவராஜ், எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
வணக்கம் கலைவாணி, I'm very good. How are you?
நல்லா இருக்கிறேன்.
Yeah, really nice.
இன்று நாங்கள் மூன்றாவது எபிசோட்ல இருக்கிறோம். எப்படி உணர்கிறீங்க?
So it's such a pleasure actually. It's really awesome to be here for the third episode of Madras Samayal at Deva's kitchen, of course. And it's overwhelming, the responses we've been having from you guys, the appreciation, and most of all the suggestions for the show to continue and to be better. So we encourage you to keep giving us feedback. Tell us if you like it or if you want it to be in a certain specific way. So for today's program, we are presenting two recipes. First, we have the Varakai Poriyal. Varakai, which is banana or plantain, bananvea as we know it in Mauritius. Rendavade is the lemon ginger rasam. Yes, it's a rasam with a twist, especially for the winter. So we will have the goodness of ginger and lemon into a hot and spicy rasam.
Lemon ginger rasam.
Exactly. Inji and
Yelumichai rasam.
Exactly.
முதலில் நாங்கள் என்ன பண்ண போவோம்?
So I'll just go around the ingredients we'll need for our first recipe, which is the Varakai Poriyal. We have shredded coconut.
தேங்காய் துருவல்.
Yes, we have uppu, salt. We have tengai and nei, which is coconut oil. We have peringayam, hing or asafoetida. We have milagai vattal, which is dried red chilies. We have peppercorns, milagu. We have siragam, which are cumin seeds. We have kadigu, which are mustard seeds, and vendayam, methi seeds, ulundu, urad dal, and then we have kadalai parappu, which is dal gram, as we know it. Of course, we'll have Varakai, the green banana, or actually it's the plantain, but in Mauritius we call it the banana or banan, which is the most commonly used. The plantain, the difference between the plantain and the banana is in the texture and the taste of the fruit or the vegetable.
இந்த வாழைக்காய் வந்து தமிழர் சமையலில் இது ஒரு முக்கியமான காய் வகை.
Exactly. We cannot dissociate the banana or the plantain with Tamil cuisine, same as the coconut. So here we are doing a rather traditional dish present throughout Tamil Nadu and the whole of South India in general. And then we'll have evergreen the karivepille. We'll have onions, vengayam, poondu, garlic, and we'll have kothomalli, coriander, fresh coriander. So the first step is we'll need to prepare the plantain. So I'll just show you how to do it with one plantain here.
இந்த தோலை உரிக்க வேண்டும்.
Yes, we should just peel it, like cut those two parts, and then just give it a peel, the outer skin, like this. We want to keep the fibrous part here because that contains a lot of nutritional aspect in the plantain. So there is no need to peel it completely, so we'll do that for the full banana. The cutting will be a bit different from the style we are used to. We'll just cut it into 4 quarters and then chop it into square pieces like this. Here we are.
அதற்கு பிறகு
So when we finish cutting the banana into these small pieces, we'll have to put it in some boiling water with a little bit of salt if you want, or you could skip that because we're going to add salt while doing the recipe. And we should leave that boiling for around 3 to 4 minutes, and we need to check regularly to check the consistency of the banana. It should not be mushy, it should be firm, but cooked till we'll say 95%. The rest of the cooking will be done while doing the sauté. All right. So here we have the banana that has already been cooked, boiled in the water. You'll see the consistency, it's firm.
It's firm, yeah.
So that's what we want. So to make the podi, we'll need a pan. We'll add to the pan siragam, 1 tablespoon, 1 full tablespoon. We'll add, so that's to taste, but Personally, I like the flavor of pepper with the plantain, so I'm adding 1 tablespoon. But we could also add half tablespoon. It depends on
இது
taste.
சுவைக்கேற்ப
Yes.
சேர்க்க வேண்டும். அடுத்து
And we'll add a couple of
மிளகாய் வற்றல்.
milagai butter. So we'll let it roast till the aroma comes out. So this preparation, this way of roasting spices and making a masala, as we call a spice mix, is very typical to Indian cuisine, be it North Indian or South Indian. What it does, it adds layers to the dish because we are going to prepare the plantain in a typical way with onions and garlic and oil, etc. But this is dry roasted, ground separately and added on the top of the dish.
Okay.
So that's really interesting, the texture and the flavor that it will give to the preparation. We have to be careful though not to let the spices burn. Our spices are ready, well roasted as you see, and all the aromas have been released properly. So we are going to switch off the fire, let it cool for some time and grind it. So we have left our spices to cool a bit because generally when you are going to if you're going to blend this in a grinder, the electric one, it's advisable to let it cool down completely so as not to create moisture and prevent the spice from getting sticky inside of the blender. So if you're using this, we introduced it in our first episode, the ural. Yeah, the traditional way of grinding spices. If you're using this, then no need to let it cool that much. It could be a little bit warm. So I'm going to add this in the ural. Grinding in the ural, we need to proceed in this way. So the texture you get while grinding spices in a ural is incomparable to a electric
Even the
grinder.
vasane, the aroma.
Yeah, the aroma is really different. But so that's one of the best things you can procure in your traditional kitchen. That will really make your dishes authentic and as it should be in the traditional way. The podi is ready. So I'll just show you the consistency and the texture of the spice. It's rather coarse. You still have tidbits of the cumin. You can still see it. So that's the texture that we want for the poriyal.
கண்டிப்பாக இது அந்த மிக்ஸி அரைக்கும் இயந்திரம்ல கிடையாது.
Yes, you won't get that. You can, but it's really complicated to manage. So the best thing to do is to use the ural. So I'm going to use coconut oil, especially because of the flavor. It's the flavor of Tamil Nadu, the flavor of South India. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of that oil. When the oil is hot, we'll add 1 teaspoon of kadugu, mustard seeds. And mustard seeds, we should be careful. That's one important aspect of Indian cuisine. The mustard should crackle well before adding other ingredients. When it crackles, it releases all its aroma into the oil, and it is that oil that's going to enrobe all the vegetables later. Then I will add 1 teaspoon to 1.5 teaspoon of kadalai paruppu. I will add 1 teaspoon of ulundu and half teaspoon of vendayam, methi. And I'll just let it roast a bit. Now I'll add the garlic, chopped into fine pieces.
பிறகு என்ன சேர்க்க
Yes,
வேண்டும்?
we'll add the onions. To the onions, I will add the pirungayam, the hing. So that's around half teaspoon. So we'll wait till the onions are translucent. It means that they are cooked and soft. And to that, I will add 2 sprigs of curry leaves. I'm using a lot of curry leaves because in Poriyal, the flavor is really nice, but you could reduce if you don't like too much the taste. But that's an You cannot miss or skip curry leaves in South Indian cooking.
The aroma is different.
Yeah, it changes the aroma instantly. So I'm going to add now another ingredient that I missed introducing earlier. It's the manjal tool or the turmeric powder. So I'll add around 3/4 teaspoon of the manjal powder. And give it a good stir. Yeah. To that now, I will add the boiled
Varekai.
varekai. So here it is. And give it a good mix. When the spices are really well incorporated, so at this point we'll add salt to taste. So it depends on. So I'm using around 1 teaspoon here because we'll have coconut. So I'm using 1 teaspoon. So now we are going to add our spice mix, the podi. So I'll just spread it on the dish, on the banana. And at the same time, we'll add the coconut. Can you just spread it on top?
எல்லாமே போடுவா.
Yes, yes. Around 2 tablespoons are there. And at this point, our poriyal is mostly ready. What I'll do, I'll add some
கொத்தமல்லி.
kottamalli. I'll cut it directly on this. And just give it a mix. And here we are, our varekai poriyal or plantain poriyal or banana poriyal is ready to be served.
எங்கள் வாழைக்காய் பொரியல் தயாராகி இருக்கிறது. ஒரு இடைவேளைக்கு பிறகு என்ன பண்ண போவீர்கள்? அடுத்த ரெசிபி.
Yeah, since our first recipe is ready, the varekai poriyal, we're moving to the rasam.
ரசம், இஞ்சி, எலுமிச்சை, ரசம்.
Exact, inji yeremichai rasam, so ginger and lemon rasam.
மட்ராஸ் சமையல் என்ற இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியின் 2வது ரெசிபி ரசம். ஆனால் அந்த ரசம் நாங்களும் நீங்களும் செய்த ரசம் அல்ல. அது ஒரு வித்தியாசமான ரசம். இஞ்சி எலுமிச்சை ரசம். அல்லவா தேவராஜ்?
Exactly, as you have rightly mentioned, it's a special rasam, maybe not really familiar with Mauritian palates. It is based on lemon and ginger, so it is called the inji and yeremicha rasam. Compared to Mauritius, the Indian rasam is rather liquid. It's really how we call that, like a broth. It's very thin, and here we have the tendency of adding a lot of parupu, and it's thicker and with more spices. The Indian one, because rasam ultimately means juice, so it's like the essence of something. So the rasam is basically the essence of spices and other vegetables or ingredients used boiled together. So it's one of the key items in a traditional South Indian meal, especially in Tamil Nadu. And there are various terms for it across South India. It's called the charu in Karnataka, saru in Telugu in Andhra Pradesh. And it's also called the sattamudu in certain communities in Tamil Nadu where it doesn't contain tamarind. So this version, I think, will be ideal for the coming winter season here. We'll have Mrs. Leela Muthusamy, maybe, who will talk a bit more about the benefits of lemon and ginger in her section. So the rasam is based on the lemon and the ginger, two key ingredients that we are accustomed to during the winter seasons for colds and flus and etc. And the taste is really, really nice.
சரி, தாமதிக்காமல் நாங்க போலாமா?
Yes. So the ingredients for our rasam will have manjal tool, turmeric powder, salt of course.
உப்பு.
We have tuvaram parupu, which is called tur dal, and in Creole it's known as dal en bobade commonly. So what I have done, I have cooked it with some water to a mushy consistency with a little bit of turmeric powder.
ಉಪ್ಪು ಸೇರ್ತಿರ್ಕಲ್ಲ?
No,
Did you add
no
salt?
uppu. Yes.
Okay.
So we have Perengayam, Asofedita. We have
Milagai
Milagai
vattal.
vattal. We have peppercorns. We have jiragam, a little bit of mustard seeds, and a little bit of nehi or clarified butter. Now the key ingredients of the rasam, as we have mentioned, is the yerimichapparam or the lemon, and the inji, which is the ginger, which I've already peeled here, and we have tomatoes diced, we have curry leaves, and we have kottamalli, green fresh coriander. So the rasam is rather simple actually. It's just the boiling together of different ingredients. But the boiling time is really important, like how much the ingredients boil together. So what I'll do in this pan, I'll add the tomatoes, I'll add some grated ginger that we have already peeled here. I like to grate it this way because you get the juices and it's also fresh. I'm using around an inch of fresh ginger.
இந்த இஞ்சி வந்து நம்ம இருமலுக்கு நல்லது, நம் உடல் நலத்துக்கு. It's good for cough.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, it's really good for several things actually, especially in the cold season. I'll add a little, some curry leaves, and a bunch of kottamalli that I'll cut directly into. It's a bit messy here. Sorry for that. I'll cut directly into the pan, like in big sizes. And you can leave the stems. It lends an interesting flavor. And I'll add some turmeric powder,
மஞ்சள் தூள்.
around 1 teaspoon. So now to this all the ingredients, I'll add around 5 cups of water. Give it a mix. And let it boil for around 10 minutes till the tomatoes are soft and a bit mushy. While our rasam is starting to boil, I'll just cut some green chilies.
இது கூட சுவைக்கேற்ப சேர்க்க வேண்டும்.
Yes, according to taste. But a minimum should be there, like half a chili maybe, but there should be green chilies in there.
இந்த தண்ணீர் 10 நிமிடத்துக்கு கொதிக்க வைக்க வேண்டும்.
Yes, 10 minutes should be fine for the tomatoes to be cooked. So we'll let that boil.
10 மணித்துளிக்கு இந்த ரசம் தண்ணி கொதித்தது.
It's really well boiled actually, and the tomatoes are cooked, you see. So we'll keep the tomatoes quite in big pieces because we want to have it as chunks while we are eating. So it's not the usual crushed and tomato puree. And now it's time to add our tuvaram parappu. The dal that has been cooked with water and a pinch of turmeric. So we'll add that to the rasam. At this point, we will also add some salt. So salt is to taste. So one teaspoon usually, it should be fine. Or you can also taste after adding, just to adjust the seasoning to your taste.
இதில் புளி இல்ல நினைக்கிறேன். ஆனால் புளி இல்லாம எப்படி ரசம் செய்ய முடியும்?
Yeah, it can sound strange not using tamarind in a rasam because in Mauritius we are used to using tamarind, but there are several types of rasams, a lot of varieties of rasam in India.
அப்படியா? மொரிஷஸ்ல ஒரே மாதிரி
Yeah,
ரசம்.
that's what the purpose of this program is, to popularize all these types of cuisine, the variety that exists in our traditional cuisine. So this rasam doesn't use tamarind because we are going to use lemon, yerimichapparam, the juice from the lemon. So that is going to be the souring agent of the rasam. So rasam is ready. We're just going to remove it from the heat and go to the second step,
And
which
the
is the talipu, making the seasoning for the rasam. So for that, in my pan, I will add 1 tablespoon of ghee.
ghee.
I'll use the usage of karagu is optional. Some people use it, some don't. I'm going to use it in my version. So we'll let the ghee melt. You can add. Yeah, no, it's enough. And as we said earlier, we have to wait for the mustard seeds to crackle. Yeah. You can add the jiragam.
1 tablespoon.
No, less. Yeah, that much. So we added jiragam. Now we'll add milagu. That is to taste pepper. No, that's not because we have chili already in our rasam. We'll add 1 dried red chili. Just if you can break it into a few pieces. We'll add the perengayam, 1 teaspoon. Wow. Yeah, and just 1 sprig of curry leaves. Give it a good mix. So we'll just pour it into the rasam. I really like that part of cooking, always. Our rasam is still incomplete. What is missing?
Yelumchai.
Exactly. So we're going to add the juice of half a lemon, or 1 if you want. So I just press that into the rasam. If you want it really tangy, you add more. That's totally according to taste. And it's done usually off the heat, because if you continue boiling at this stage, it's going to turn the rasam a bit sour. Yeah. So I'll give it a mix, and then I'll add some coriander leaves, just for the taste and for the color as well, and the freshness.
இப்போ இஞ்சி எலுமிச்சை ரசம் ரெடியா இருக்குது.
Ready. Best accompanied with white rice and our வாழைக்காய் பொரியல்.
எங்கள் வாழைக்காய் பொரியல் மற்றும் இஞ்சி எலுமிச்சை ரசம் தயாராக இருக்கிறது. நம்ம கடைசியில் திருமதி லீலா முத்துசாமி அவர்கள் இந்த 2 உணவு வகை பற்றி தமது கருத்துக்களை பரிமாற போவார். நமது நிகழ்ச்சியில் கலந்து கொள்பவர் திருமதி லீலா முத்துசாமி அவர்கள். She is from Nutrition Unit, Ministry of Health. வணக்கம் அம்மா.
வணக்கம், எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். Thank you for involving the Ministry of Health in this program, and we are pleased to participate in this very interesting culinary program.
கண்டிப்பா. இன்றைக்கு தேவராஜ் என்ன சமைத்திருக்கின்றார்? இஞ்சி எலுமிச்சை ரசம் மற்றும் வாழைக்காய் பொரியல். இந்த ரசம் உடல் நலத்துக்கு ஆரோக்கியமா இருக்குதா?
ஸோ ஜென்ரலாக இந்த மெனுவே கேட்ட உடனே ஒரு ஆசை ஆர்வம் வந்தது. இப்போ நீங்கள்லாம் நிகழ்ச்சியை பார்த்து ரசிச்சுட்டுருக்கீங்க. நாங்கள் இங்கே இந்த வாசனையை கண்டு சமைக்கும் போதே அந்த வாசனை ரொம்ப அப்பிடைசிங்காக attractive இருந்தது. Aroma is very good, Devaraj.
Thanks a lot.
And I can see from the presentation also, it's very colorful and well presented. So that's good.
Thanks a lot.
And nutritional side பார்த்தோம்னாக்க இது ரசம்ல மெயின் இன்க்ரீடியன்ட் கீ இன்க்ரீடியன்ட்ஸ் என்னன்னாக்க நிறைய தண்ணி அண்ட் நிறைய மிக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பைசஸ். அந்த மிக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஸ்பைசஸ் வெரி ஃபைன்லி பிளெண்டட். எல்லாம் இங்கே இது கொஞ்சம் இஞ்சி கொஞ்சம் மிளகு கொஞ்சம் இந்த ஜீரகம் பெருங்காயம் all these ingredients make the rasam what it is. That's a speciality.
Alright.
And the interesting touch here is the lime juice, right? The lime juice key ingredient is vitamin C contribution. This is very important in rasam, okay? In the special rasam that you have made today. இதுக்கு சேர்ந்த மாதிரி ரசத்துலேயே வந்து லோ எனர்ஜி வேல்யூ அண்ட் ஸோ நம்ம வந்து சாப்பிடும்போது எப்படி சாப்பிடும்போது நடுப்புற we drink it.
Alright.
Right? So it is a sort of an appetite control. In the mix of spices இருக்கிறதுனால it helps the digestion.
Okay.
ஜீரணமாகிறதுக்கு நல்லது. So this is how you see it plays a very important part.
Alright.
ஆமாம். அப்புறம் இந்த வாழைக்காய் அதில் மருத்துவ குணம் இருக்குது. இந்த வாழைக்காய்
இந்த வாழைக்காய் பொரியலாக செஞ்சு இந்த மாதிரி சேர்த்து சாப்பாடோடு சாப்பிடும்போது ரசத்தில் அவ்வளோவா எனர்ஜி வேல்யூ கிடையாது. ஸோ சாதம் மாதிரி வாழைக்காயிலையும் நிறையா கார்போஹைட்ரேட்ஸ் இருக்குது. அதனால அதுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு இது நிறையா எனர்ஜி வேல்யூ வரும். ஸோ இதுவும் சாத்தோடு சேர்ந்து சாப்பிடும்போது வாழைக்காய் வந்து அப்பப்போ பண்ணுறோம் பிடிச்ச ஐட்டம், அதனால் கொஞ்சம் ஜாஸ்தியாக சாப்பிட்லாம். அப்போ சாத்தை கொஞ்சம் குறைச்சி சாப்பிட்லாம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி சாப்பிட்டா நல்லது. அதை தவிர்த்து வாழைக்காயில் கொஞ்சம் இரும்பு வேறு கொஞ்சம் இருக்குது. அது இதில் தான் வெரி இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் தட் யூ ஹாவ் மேட் திஸ் மிக்ஸ் எலுமிச்சம்பழ ரசம் which contains vitamin C like all citrus fruit. So the vitamin C content is going to help that iron to be absorbed better in the body, especially Shaiva meal, vegetarian meal, this iron content which is absorbed by the body will help to prevent the anemia and blood disorders like this. So it will help to and improve our health. Vitamin C is something which is very important. ஏன்னாக்க நம்மளோட இம்யூனிட்டி சிஸ்டம் நல்லா பூஸ்ட் ஆகும். அதனால தான் இப்போது மழை நாள் இல்லை குளிர் காலத்தில் சாப்பிடும்போது இந்த எலுமிச்சம்பழம் ரசம் நம்மளோட இம்யூனிட்டி ஜாஸ்தியாக்கி நோய் டிசீஸ் எல்லாம் ப்ரிவெண்ட் பண்ணுற மாதிரி. ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் வில் ஹெல்ப் இன் தட் சென்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. ஸோ ரசத்தோடு சேர்த்து சாப்பிடும்போது சாப்பாட்டில் நம்ம வந்து இங்கே நம்ம ஊரில் புயோம் பிரெட் லைட்டாக சாப்பிட்டோம். அதுக்கு பதிலாக இது ரசமும் ஒரு குட் ஐடியா. ஏன்னா லைட் டயட் டைஜஷனை ஹெல்ப் பண்ணும். பெரியவாளுக்கும் பிடிக்கும், சின்னவளுக்கும் பிடிக்கும். நல்ல குணத்தோடு இருக்கிறதுக்கும் நல்லது. கொஞ்சம் ஜுரம் இதை மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது இது லைட்டாக இருக்கும் டைஜஷனுக்கு. அண்ட் வைட்டமின் சி இருக்கிறதுனால அது வந்து குணப்படுறது இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் சுலபமாக இருக்கும். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் சேர்ந்துட்டு ரசமும் இந்த மெனு கொஞ்சம் லைட்டாக தான் இருக்கும். அப்பெல்லாம் வச்சதுனால கொஞ்சம் ஆயில், கொஞ்சம் உப்பு, அப்பப்போ ஒரு தடவை சாப்பிட்டாக்க பரவாயில்ல. ரொம்ப டேஸ்டி மெனு, என்ஜாய் பண்ணலாம்.
அம்மா, உங்கள் கருத்துக்கள் மிக்க மிக்க நன்றி.
தேங்க்யூ. நன்றி.
இப்பொழுது எங்கள் நிகழ்ச்சி நிறைவு பெறுகிறது. தேவராஜ் சமைத்த ரசம் மற்றும் வாழைக்காய் பொரியல் மிகவும் எளிமையாக இருக்கிறது. நீங்கள் பிடித்திருந்தால் தேவராஜுடைய ப்ளாக்ல உங்கள் கருத்துக்கள் அனுப்பலாம்.
So it's been a real pleasure sharing these two recipes with you all for today's show. The Varakkai Poriyal and the Inji Yeremicha Rasam. Mrs. Leela has spoken about all the benefits of it. Just to remind you all that both the recipes will be available online on my blog, which is www.devas.kitchen.com. Alternatively, you can search it on my Facebook page, where I post regularly about South Indian cuisine, about food in general, and especially stories behind those traditions, the culinary aspects from India and around the world. So again, it's been a great pleasure. We'll see you for the next episode of Madras Samayal.
இதே நேரத்தில் இதே அலைவரிசையில் உங்கள் அனைவரையும் மீண்டும் சந்திப்போம். வணக்கம்.